So you've obviously had Thanos as the big bad, who's obviously very cosmic. Who's the next big bad? Where do we go?
Yeah, but would you do you want to see a big bad? Like, do you want to see that thing? Is that what the MCU is going to be?
No, I mean, I want to see a big bad, but I want to see villains in between that, like how we got Loki before we got Thanos.
But do you think they'll go down that route again? Do you think that then it'll be like, oh, well, they're just doing this again? There's always that. Don't worry, in a few years, the big bad is coming.
Well, yeah, essentially so, because that's what happens, isn't it? And that's why the Avengers get together. That is how we make the Avengers 5, isn't it? You know, you need that overlooming threat to get the Avengers back together. If it's just, you know, again, I don't know, Taskmaster on the street, we're not going to get Avengers 5, are we? Like,
I don't think they'll do an Avengers film for a while now. I think they'll let that dust settle.
Do you reckon that if they do a new Avengers film, it'll be Avengers 5 or they'll do young Avengers? Because they're obviously setting that up as well, aren't they?
Or they do a female Avengers or something like that. I don't know.
I don't want to see a female Avengers.
I don't. No.
I don't see any reason why we can't have a mixed here. Like, there are obviously some incredibly great female characters, but it's so much better for the dynamic as well, I feel, to have it all mixed up.
Yeah, I think it is.
You know,
I think
Black Widow complements what, you know, the other characters so well. And if we get Florence Pugh coming in, Black Widow, I don't see having a female-led cast as the way forward. I know we got glimpses of it in that final battle, didn't we, in Endgame, but which was great to see, but it was very on the nose, if you know what I mean. Like,
it's all on the nose stuff, isn't it? Like the whole, at the end of the day, Iron Man 4 and Captain America fought Thanos. They were the only ones who came out of the burning building. Yeah. So
I'd like to see like a so for example, it looks as well like we're going to get female Thor.
Yeah,
that's another thing. They've said Natalie Portman is probably going to be playing female Thor in. It's all confirmed, right? So if we got her and like Valkyrie together as like a partnership, would love to see a film like that.
Yeah, that'd be a cool film to see.
But not a film of like 8 or 10. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it would just get a bit. You know,
I don't think they'll do that.
No,
I don't think they'll do that. But back to like big bad, I guess they will look to go probably something like Galactus.
Yeah.
I even joked. I said they could even do Apocalypse again, couldn't they? If they fancied it, they could try and do that right. It depends. I think a lot of it depends also on how Kevin Feige feels about the characters and if he feels he can do something with them. Because like, does he like the X-Men? I don't know what his feelings are. Obviously, he really likes certain characters. He's always putting them in, and he can tell good stories with them. I think like a character like Hulk, he doesn't really particularly like the character or knows what to do with him, and he isn't pushing that character hard. But I'd imagine it's Galactus, like a lot of people say.
We obviously spoke about this before we started filming, and I know Galactus is definitely going to happen eventually, whether it be Phase 5. It's not happening before Phase 5.
No, of course not. No.
And I don't reckon even in before Phase 6. I reckon, I know we already spoke about this, I reckon that we're going to get Kang.
Yeah, you need to explain Kang to me because I'm not... So.
Okay, so we're gonna do this very simply, okay? So... Basically, right, so the reason why I think Kang is going to be introduced, right, is because obviously we've had elements already in Endgame. They're using, like, you know, time travel and all this, you know, these different things which haven't been introduced yet. So time travel is now a thing. In the Loki trailer, you know, they released that sketch of Loki or whatever, right? There's this group of people that are interrogating Loki, have him into custody, and they're known as the Time Variance Authority. Okay, and basically what they do is they monitor alternate timelines in the multiverse. Kang is obviously a master of time travel, and basically he's a navigator of the multiverse. So obviously, if there is a Time Variance Authority, which is 95% there is, because you've seen it in the Loki trailer, there is a Kang. You know, there is this. He conquers different realities. That's as simple as I can really get it. He basically conquers different realities.
Right.
Which then, this is going to get quite nerdy now, he first appears in early Fantastic Four comics. And basically, he went back in time. He was actually from the 31st century, went back in time to ancient Egypt and became known as a pharaoh, known as King Ramatut. Fantastic Four obviously figure it out. And obviously...
It sounds a lot like Apocalypse.
Very similar, but
Because he goes back in time, doesn't he? No, he's the first mutant. Sorry, and he's
he's the first mutant. He's got the four horsemen and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But then the interesting thing is that we already think that there could be a Kang established because of what happened in Endgame with regards to like time travel and stuff. And then there were these leaked set photos on the Eternals for the Eternals.
Okay, well that'd be the place to introduce them if they were going to do it. Yeah.
And they've already said the film's going to span thousands of years. 7-8 thousands of years. And how the Eternals have affected human history.
Yeah.
These Eternal set photos show what looks like ancient Egypt in one of the set photos.
Yeah.
So whether Kang is this big presence in the film, there could very much be a pharaoh there as Ramatut, and could very much a hint on the nose going, Kang is here. Like,
I reckon it'd be more like an Easter egg.
I agree.
Unless he's the baddie of the film. Other than that, it'll be an Easter egg.
I agree. And then I think there'll then be another Easter egg in the Loki series, and we're just slowly preparing for Kang to finally come out.
What's his powers then? What's his power set? What's he do?
Mate, he's just a fucking beast, mate.
Yeah, he's beast mode, is he? Let's have a look. What does Kang... What's Kang all about?
He's got like loads of armies as well, which follow him because he's obviously got all this technology from.
Oh, it just sounds like he's just basically just everything. He does everything.
Basically, he can time travel, conquers realities. He's got technology from thousands of years in the future. He's got armies that follow him from all different times in history. He's basically just does fucking everything. Basically. Yeah.
It's whatever they want him to do.
Whatever they want him to do, he'll do.
Yeah. I don't like. Well. Characters like that, I don't like as much, but I guess I don't like them when they're done badly. Say like Apocalypse, because he sounds similar. Obviously, he's not quite, but then like Apocalypse is like he used powers and then doesn't use them again, and you really write yourself into a corner there, don't you? When he chopped off all those guys' heads with the sand and never started to use that power again. It's a bad film,
so it's hard.
I do feel bad comparing it to this, but. Yeah, I mean, who knows what way they'll go. I think, as we say, they'll go cosmic's the way they're going.
But you go cosmic. But what about Doctor Strange? Not Doctor Strange, sorry. What about Doctor Doom?
Doctor Doom, yeah.
He has to be introduced.
They've never done him well. Never done him well, have they?
Kevin Feige will do him well.
Yeah. I think Kevin Feige's the guy, but he understands his characters. But he has always said he will never introduce a character simply for the case of introducing a character. He wants a story to tell. So you've got like characters like Abomination and the leader, who we'll talk a little bit about them, but he says he won't bring them back because there's no story to tell. What's the point?
Yeah.
Doctor Doom is a really good character to introduce, and I reckon first Fantastic Four film they do, Doctor Doom will just be Victor Von Doom,
which is what
and won't be Doctor Doom.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And they'll use a different villain because I'm sure. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure Fantastic Four have other villains.
A great villain for the first time Fantastic Four film? Using Namor. Because if they introduce Namor in Black Panther 2...
Well, you noticed that Easter egg.
Yeah, the Easter egg in...
You told me about it straight after, didn't you?
Well, they go on about the earthquake underwater. Like, they've set it up. Like, that was not done as a random thing. Yeah, that has clearly been set up. Like,
MCU, most things are done very much on purpose.
Yeah.
Namor would be a good one to add in. They've always talked about doing Namor.
Yeah.
Is he a villain, Namor?
He's like sort of like a...
Misunderstood.
He starts off as a villain to Fantastic Four, and then as time goes on, he sort of becomes a sort of...
But he's basically Aquaman, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because Aquaman's a hero, but like he's not a liked hero because he's... Obviously, he didn't care much about humanity, he's more about the fish.
He talks to fish.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be good. I think like Fantastic Four, they won't jump straight into Victor Von Doom. I think
area Doombots. I just want to see it, man. It's gonna be so sick.
They'll do it properly, but they'll set it up because it's much more interesting to come back.
Of course.
First film, you go, that was really good, but next film, we're getting Doctor Doom.
I don't know the ins and outs of Doom's heritage and stuff like that, but I know there was all this talk that Doctor Doom's mother was a witch, and there's all this talk again of like in the WandaVision series they're doing flashbacks for a multi-scene or whatever where they go back to the Salem witch trials. I wonder if they introduced Doctor Doom's mother in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Just a very subtle... Once again, just planting those seeds.
I think now is the time in these little series just to hint...
Plant seeds.
That these characters, like X-Men, that's what these characters are coming. They won't come till Phase 5.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can't plan the whole film, but they're obviously figuring out how to put these stories in place, ready for the next phase.